camera facing in the wrong direction. What up with that? Little adjustments necessary. All right, cool. What's going on, everyone? I feel like I'm all up in your grill pieces. Let me adjust that. All right, that's better. So how's everyone doing? It is, what's today, Thursday? All right, nice way to kick everything off. Got enough people in the house. What's going on, Bert? So, at the TI, so everyone's winning. It's a TI, that's not supposed to happen. Oh, that's Dragon Links. I forgot it makes the same exact noise. Connection seems a little weak today. Let me see. Yeah, I'm connected on their Wi-Fi. I think that they used to have the best Wi-Fi in town. Now they're like tuning it down a little bit. All right. People are stacking in. Back in the set. What's going on, Mark? How's everything doing? BSKY, everything went well. For those of you who don't know, just I think like the first 5 to 10 minutes is everyone who does know me and what's going on. And the rest, you know, like people not familiar with the channel start stacking up later. So I did one of the last bits of oral surgery on my bottoms. They'll remove an extra skin from the surgery. And after the next one, which I think is July 3rd, then to start the top. And they didn't tell me about the top. I was just speaking to Janice about this a little while ago. They didn't tell me what the top was going to entail. So they were like, oh, so should we explain to you how the surgery on the top of your mouth is going to go? And I'm like, let's do it. So they whip out one of those like anatomy skulls from like biology class in the 10th grade, and they're like, they crank the thing's jaw open like an anaconda, and they were like, we're gonna cut over here, and then over here, and then over here, and then they're gonna do like a facelift inside my face. Yikes. I didn't anticipate that, but hopefully the nerves are dead like they are in the bottom, so it's not too painful. Now, these people are having the time of their lives. It is freaking hot. Whoa. So yeah, they briefed me for that, so that should be like a ton of fun, and that's gonna be, no, I got the one more, I think that's gonna start on the 12th. So, with the 12th. Yeah, so, I mean, I asked for it. I mean, they did the outside, now they got to... She's winning all the Buddhas. Got all the Buddhas in the house. So, yeah, they figured they'd let me know. Like the other surgery, they were like, they told me the easy part, but then they told me the hard part later. So I might be out of commission for like a day or so when they do that, but that is not until, I think, the 12th. They're going to do it in 2 parts, the 12th, and then they said 7 days later, so whenever that is, the 18th. So hopefully, I'm all done by the end of July, and I don't have to see that ever again, or deal with that ever again. Crypto musician, is that a test? Yeah, it's a test. What up? Good seeing everyone. We got 153 people on, so I guess it's time for me to say something like, I'm waiting for my coffee. It is, I'm not ready to say something like that right now. It was 96 degrees, 96.1 degrees when I got out. I think it was a high of 98. So according to the powers that be, we still have not hit 100 degrees yet. But if you look at the weather for next week, it's supposed to be solid in the hundreds from here on out. This is probably the last week. Sub 100 degrees. Not looking forward to it. Trust me. Oh yeah, let's drop some hearts in there. I like when everyone's doing that. Does everyone have this functionality yet where you can drop all those emojis? They don't show up after the stream. They just show up during the stream. Did someone rock a super chat? Did that just happen? Did I miss it? I do apologize. Let's see. I got new fan funding button. 0. Okay, I thought Janice was that. I guess that was from last time. Thank you very much. I don't think I saw that one. Alright. Let's wait for our coffee. And in the meantime, I'm going to say Bror Fredrik coming at you live from the Las Vegas Strip. And I'm going to invite you to do the usual things, such as liking, sharing, subscribing, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again. Ooh, kids in a barrel. Or no, in a wheelbarrow. Kids love Vegas, don't they? And I do this 5 times a week, and if I'm providing you some entertainment, I'd appreciate if you provide me a little clicking on links down there. You can check me out over on Rumble. I'm over on Twitter. I got the Cash App, I got the Venmo, I got the Patreon. That's me, Bror Fredrik. Excuse me. Bror Nation, and go get some merch. Oh, and that's how you can contact me too. There's like a contact form. You can put in your digits and whatnot. Venus with the 5 and letter Evans. Thank you very much. And I appreciate the super chat. That is the grease that keeps live streams going. So thank you very much. Without that, you know, live stream wouldn't be a live stream. So I do appreciate that. And again, links down there. I got all the usuals. And what else? What else do we have to talk about? I guess we got to talk about some somber things. Angela, great news. Brain surgeon saw no signs of cancer. See, we all tossed up the blessings, but the glory goes to God. So that is absolutely freaking awesome. Great to hear, Angela G. And Gary with a few bucks for the parking activities. Thank you very much. That is most appreciated. So what do we got to talk about? We got to talk about the obvious, and I think it's going to be the last time we talk about it. There's a couple things we need to talk about before we get walking around a little bit. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit. It's just freaking hot out here. And I got coffee coming. We got to talk about the obvious. As I was saying about the submersible deal, let me get some money ready for her. You know, what we knew was going to happen. Oh, yeah, oh, man, you stole my thunder, bro. Mark 1, we're going to talk about the cage match. We are going to talk about the cage match. Appreciate that 5 banana rounds. Let me get some ducats ready for her. Tree ducats for the coffee. Hope it's a good one. Why am I drinking coffee? I'm just an addict. What could I do? There she comes.
Okay, you have the coffee extra.
Yes, that was me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Diet Pepsi.
I just super chatted her $3. That's cool. Did she know that was a super chat? Does YT get a VIG on that? I don't think so. Well, they get a VIG from, you know, the big guy. Okay, what are we talking about? Okay, so the submarine, as I was saying, if you're not familiar, and maybe even living under a rock, maybe like media isn't your thing, but the air quality is freaking awful today. It's like a big gray, green, yellow cloud covering over everything. It's getting to me. So they lost communication with that sub. An hour and 45 minutes in. It takes 2 hours to get to the bottom. I said, okay, let me preface this by saying I'm not glorifying the fact that all 5 people are dead, but we all knew all 5 people were going to be dead. Now, some people are out there saying stupid things like, well, they were a bunch of billionaires anyway, they weren't paying their fair share, so screw them, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's just being a complete T. But that's not what this is about. This is news. I mean, we spoke about it. Communication was lost before they got to the bottom. The thing was sealed from the outside with like bolts like this long. I would never get in any vehicle that needs to be sealed from the outside and I can't get out once I'm in. That just becomes a glorified escape room. So as predicted, they found parts of it. They found 3 parts so far. They found the back fairing, that thing that comes to a point, which was plastic. That it had other things inside. They imploded. They found the carriage that surrounds it, still with the round part undamaged. So that means the cylinder itself imploded. And they found those, and now they're finding other debris. And it's pretty sad. But they say, and I think I mentioned the other night too, at that pressure, I mean, even a mile down, but they were like a mile and 3/4 down, almost 2 miles down when the thing imploded. They said the death was quicker than being shot in the head. Death by bullet, like straight to the brainstem. Like if someone like shot you right there and it blew out your brainstem, that's instantaneous. I mean, you actually can feel getting shot in the head before you die. I mean, a lot of people don't know that, but there's like there's a brief period where you're conscious of it. But with that type of implosion, they said it took place in like 2 or 3 milliseconds when that thing went, you know, so they weren't even aware. I mean, it might have been terrifying as it started cracking, like, you know, like that. But once it went, it was just so instantaneous. They weren't even cognizant of the event. So, you know, we got to be thankful for that. I've been doing a little research on it. I don't want to spend too much time, but this is going to be the last time I'm going to talk about it. You know, it was an experimental vehicle. It was never put to the test. It was never certified. The guy who ran the thing, I mean, I went and watched these videos. When I was saying about they used a game controller to drive the thing, that is not an exaggeration. They literally used a PlayStation, $30 PlayStation game controller, you know, the ones that like this, to pilot that thing. There was, watch this video, it just blew my mind. He was bragging about parts he got from a camping supply place that ran wires, and I got this from Home Depot, I got this, there's an old gaming controller I'm using, and all this other shit, you know? And I'm just like, whoa, and then bigger stories are coming out, like, in 2018, the guy who was actually the brains behind it said, I will not sign anything saying this thing can go below 1,300 meters. Besides that, it's a death trap. And he said that to them, and they escorted him out of the building. They were like, F you, you're fired. And they escorted him out of the building. And then he turned around and sued them for wrongful termination and a couple other things, and they settled out of court. So that guy was trying to warn the world. And now there's other people coming out and saying that they went on this thing and it completely lost power after an hour and they had to resurface. And then, on top of that, he's like, all right, get your big boy britches on, because, you know, we're going to say it like it is right now. He said this. He said, well, when I first decided I wanted to do this, wow, that's loud. I wanted to do this experimental, you know, craft and tour the bottom. And it's in international waters, so nobody can say nothing. He could have gone down there with, you know, like one of those old metal suits with the freaking lead bars and whatnot. Nobody can say shit. International waters. That's why they never stopped him. But it's been known, like, the guy was like, there is stress cracks and fatigue all over the carbon fiber. Holy shit. That is so loud. Anyway, I'm gonna try to ignore it. Can you ignore it? Okay, so the guy's like this. Once he got rid of that one guy who tried to blow the whistle and tell everyone don't use this freaking thing, the guy actually has a video that says, you know what? If you look at groups of professionally trained and experienced submariners and people with submariner engineering experience, they're all a bunch of 50-year-old white guys, and I don't want that in my business. So I'm like, well, okay, all right, let me listen. And bear in mind that this is a 50-year-old white guy saying this. So I'm like, all right, let's listen to this a little deeper here. He's like, no, I'm gonna hire younger people with no training whatsoever and be inclusive, and I'll just teach them shit as we go. That way we can have imagination and discovery and enlightenment in our company. Where do I go with that? That nothing to do with anything. I mean, it does, it doesn't. So there's people out there going, did WOKENESS lead to the demise of the good shit lollipop or not? You know, this guy's like, I'm not hiring anyone who's actually qualified to do it. It just so happens that they all happen to be a bunch of 50-year-old white guys, in his opinion, and he didn't want anything to do with that because he just walked one out of the office for trying to blow the whistle. So he's like, I'm going to hire a bunch of kids who don't know their ass from a hole in the wall, and we'll just figure it out as we go. Well, you know what? Because they're kids, let's use a game controller. Whoa. And the ironic part of this whole thing is that a bunch of 50-year-old white guys went down there and risked their own lives. You know, they're risking their own lives to try to, like, rescue them and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, like, is it exclusionary that submariners happen to be 50-year-old white guys? I don't think so. That's just the way it is. Did anyone say it can't be? No. But I just don't know how. I had a hard time going there, you know? But that, go and look this stuff up. He's like, no, I'm going to hire a bunch of kids who don't know shit. Give them a game controller, and we'll just wing it, you know? Because that'll breed innovation into the business because, you know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think I said it all. You decide for yourself. Yeah, failed certification due to stress cracks, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's, I mean, is it that gullible? I think maybe he just got a bad taste in his mouth because the guy he had to fire who tried to blow the whistle, he just didn't want This is what I think. I don't think it had anything to do with race because, number one, the dude was a 50-year-old white dude, you know? I think it was more like he got butthurt because his business almost got shut down. You know, like they tried blowing the whistle. No, thank you. I do not need any phony gold. We all know it's phony gold, but thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And no, I won't call security. That's how you handle that. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I don't think it had to do with 50-year-old white guys or race or anything like that. He got butthurt because the 50-year-old white guy that tried to blow the whistle and get him to stop taking people down in his death trap, he just happened to be one. So he's like, how do I cover my ass? He made a few phone calls. He was like, hey, I need another one of them submariner engineers, you know, maybe from the military or from NASA or some such shit. Are you a white 50-year-old by any chance? Damn. So then, like, he kept running into that wall, and then he decided, F it, I'll just use it. I mean, they could have called Cuba Gooding Jr., right? I mean, wasn't he like a submariner and crap? But anyway, so I think that was just an excuse to try to be progressive, but that was his way of, A, not hiring qualified people, and B, never running into the problem again where someone would say, this thing's a freaking death trap. I know because I got 10 certifications in this, I was in the freaking Navy, I designed the last nuclear sub. He didn't want none of that shit. He's like, let's hire some teenagers, you know? So, it is what it is. Sub-Hunter's gonna get, it's bad. You know what else I saw that's weird? I don't know if it's true or not, but one of the billionaire's stepson posted on his Twitter when they announced that these people are dead. I mean, they will never recover the bodies. That thing, that tube, if you see the tube, it's maybe 4 feet wide by maybe 10 feet long. It's just a freaking tube. It didn't have seats. It wasn't like, you know, like you'd think on TV. They just stuff you in a tube and screw you in from the outside with a ratchet wrench. Dangerous. I would never do that. Don't seal me into anything. You know, I'm gonna fight. But one of the guys who died, so there's no bodies. Forget about that. They are not recovering anything. Because that thing just went. I mean, they just, and their bodies went. So there's nothing left of them. So they're gonna have to do the funerals based on that. But one of them billionaire stepsons posted on Twitter, "I'm single," because I guess he thinks he's getting all the inheritance and whatnot. So he's already like fishing for ambers. Life is funny, you know. Life's a funny thing. Mark with the 5 banana rabbits. Thank you very much. Yeah, he wouldn't hire military people. He wouldn't do anything. He was just, you know, he was a quote-unquote adventurer. And he took other people who were adventurers with him. So when you're an adventurer, I mean, I'm a little bit of an adventurer, but I ain't like screw me into a freaking cylinder and throw me 2.5 miles under the ocean adventure. I mean, I might hop a fence here and there, but, you know, prophetically, one of the guys who died, the French dude, he was, you know what he said in an interview like a year or two ago? Because he's gone down there a couple of times. And he said, you know what? As long as the shit don't implode, it wouldn't be a bad death. He's like, if it imploded, you'd never know. He said suffocating would blow, but if it sank to the bottom, you would freeze to death so fast that you would just fall asleep. He's like, it'd be a peaceful death, you know? He's like, you know, if I go down there, it falls, and I sit on the bottom 10 minutes. I mean, it's so freaking cold down there. Hypothermia, it just like shut down your systems in a heartbeat. So prophetically, you know, he called it. I mean, they all knew what they were getting involved in. There's a video out there of a guy reading the waiver that you have to sign when you get on that thing. So I don't even know if the lawyers can get anything out of them, because that waiver is like, it says, I know I can die. I know I probably will die. But shit happens. Sign here. I mean, the waiver is just like, you know it. You know, if you go down here, you are risking your life. And they got everyone to sign those. I don't even know if the lawyers can go after them. There's no international body that had any control over that thing because it operated in international waters. So, all that being said, probably the last time we'll ever mention it, because I don't think there's going to be any more to the story. I mean, there might be like gossip and more bullshit about, you know, why he hired teenagers. How you doing? What up, dude? He was scoping us some more. You know, but I don't really want to entertain that. That's, you know, we said it all, so I don't think I'm going to revisit the subject. So, moment of silence for those 5 souls. So there was 4 passengers and the 1 billionaire who was also the pilot who was driving the PlayStation controller. Moment of silence. And close. I just got a phone call? Call me. Alright, someone call me. I don't know. It's who's skipping frames. Am I skipping frames? Yeah, they're tearing this machine up behind me. I shouldn't be skipping the frames. The connection is like a little lower than normal because this place only goes up to 5 megabits, and I generally stream at like 7. But it should be pretty tight. So, in the annals, is it the annals or the annals? Annals, right? Okay, annals. In the annals of, what the actual F, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are gonna duke it out. They're gonna duke it out like this. Have you been following that story? Supposedly Mark Zuckerberg has been training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a while now. I mean, he rolls. I don't know if he's any good, but, you know, rolling around on the ground, even in a cage, is jive, in my opinion, is true combat. I mean, in the cage, yeah, it has merit, but outside the cage, not so much, because the first guy with an ice pick is just going to be like, okay, you can roll me around all you want. You know, so that jiu-jitsu stuff, whatever. That's just my opinion. If we're talking life and death. if my life wasn't at stake, maybe it could choke me out. But if my life was at stake, it'd never choke me out. Trust me. Because, and various other things. Anyway. So, Zuck's been rolling. So, Zuck with Meta came up with a thing that says, they're coming up with a new competitor to Twitter that is going to be like Twitter, short form, like everything that Twitter is. Zuck is going to launch something called Threads. Is going to be the name of his competitor to Twitter. I mean, we all saw it coming. So then there was like friction back and forth. Oh, you know, he's entering the ring with this, and he's trying to dethrone the king. And then it escalated into something physical. You know, they're just like, hey, how about the two of you fight? And Zuck's like, you know what, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, blah, 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 blah. And Elon's like, fuck it, let's just rent a ring in Vegas. Let's get in the octagon. Screw Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Let's just duke it out in Vegas in an octagon, me and you. It's legitimate. It's going on with a thread a mile long. It's starting to hit the news and everything. So Elon basically challenged him. He's like, I accept your challenge. We can fight anytime, bro. Who do you think would win? Elon or Zuck? I don't think I want Elon to fight. What if he gets hurt? You know, I mean, granted he's an alien, but he's still, you know, he still comes up with some cool tech. You know, the aliens are dropping him the tech little by little. So, I don't know, Zuck we can do without. I mean, that wasn't nice. Was that nice? That wasn't nice. Okay, Zuck we can see sidelined, you know? If he gets sidelined because of, you know, like whatever, you know, I don't think the world will care because, you know, he's Zuck, you know? Elon, I think the world will care. I think we should all care. So my money's on Elon, although I don't think he's as feisty as Zuck, you know? Zuck might be like, you know, he might have some salt and, you know, he looks like a cheating bastard, you know? He might cheat in the ring. I don't know. They should build the best robots, because Elon's already got that female robot that got boobies and everything that come out and go back according to your taste and whatnot. They're plastic, they don't do anything. But he's got a female robot, so I'm sure he can slap together a male one, and then Zuck should do one, and that's how they should duke it out. It should be like battle of the freaking robots, you know? Like, that would be fun. That would be, I'd pay to see that. There was something else we needed to talk about, but let me see what's going on in the chat room. 300 people. Yeah, so we can do without him. I'm not saying you should die or anything, you know, I don't want him dead, but we can do without him, you know? I mean, has he really done anything advantageous? I mean, okay, Facebook, got the Bror Nation Facebook group, which all you should go in before Zuck gets his brains beat in and he can't press no more buttons. So join the Bror Nation Facebook group. It's an awesome group. Thank you for those 2 banana-ramas, Aaron. But we could do without him. We could, especially with the election coming up. You know, we don't need any more manipulation. Speaking of which, should I go there? Should I go there? There's more manipulations taking place. A company that starts with an A and has a Z in it, and you'd think it was a jungle, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to shut some people down. Like, they're like perusing YT and finding out what you're talking about. And if it's something that they disagree with, this is a third party, mind you, and you happen to have an affiliate account like I do, they cancel it. And then they send you some like weird excuse like, you know, we found that your brother Charlie ordered something and you're not supposed to be, you know, doing it with friends and family. Like, they'll lie. I'm not scared. Not that I make much money off of Amazon. I think I made like 20 bucks the entire year, you know? Even though I keep asking you to click on it, all the links down there. But yeah, they're starting to shut down people who have differing opinions than their own. The company with the A and with the Z and the N on the end. Oh, what did I get? Jordan Craig collection. Some men. Maria with the $. Thank you very much. Let's re-trigger that chat. Have I been yapping for a half hour already? Holy cow. All you people do it. You got an MGM head? That's cool. So did you guys dig? Alright, I gotta ask you a question. We gotta be real about this. And two banana rounds from Maria. Thank you very much. Back to the back. So did you guys dig that, what did we do yesterday? I went to Trump International and had lunch. Like, was it, I mean, I'm not, this is market research. It wasn't my most popular video. I didn't really get any support in doing that. Was that because of where it was? Or you didn't like watching me eat? Which was it? Because, you know, it didn't really, like, I think the whole thing got like 2,000 views. And my live streams between the after post and, you know, the actual live stream, you usually get like 5,000. But there's only like 2 on that. Was I like eating too much in your face? Or, you know, you just didn't like that I was in that building with someone's name on it. Which I don't even get, because it's just a freaking building. It's an inanimate object. How do you get butthurt from an inanimate object? I don't know. But I think there was some butthurt involved. I don't know. You tell me. I'm being totally honest. You tell me down there, why didn't you enjoy that video? Because I got to think about it, you know? Like, I was planning on going to Ellis Island and eating that, you know, 13. I couldn't find the $9.99 one that everyone's talking about. But I did a recon today, and there is music in there, so it's going to be a copyright claim thing. I got copyright claim for 2 songs at Trump, which didn't happen last time, because it's like it's got like the new age jazz thing going on. I couldn't name any of those tunes, but they got me on that, and they ended up taking almost 8 minutes out of that video, so I don't know what I was in the middle of talking of, but, you know, they kiboshed me. Ric Flair wants a tag team, he's with Elon. Rogan wants to call, yeah, he should. I think it was just $5. Yeah, that'd be fun. I would come see that in Vegas. I'd rather see that than, I don't know, I'd rather go to that than a booty bar, whatever. Booty bar, but I can with that. Anyway, yeah, so I was planning on going down there tomorrow. I did the recon today after the oral surgery because it's kind of on the way back, and yeah, it's gonna be music, so it will get, you know, demonetized after the fact. So I don't wanna, you know, if that's not what you guys are digging, I just thought I'd introduce something into the mix, you know, going out and eating. They're not like really food reviews, like, oh, check this out, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm showing you the menu, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but basically I'm sitting there eating, you know? But if you guys ain't digging it, I don't have to do it, you know? Because generally I don't eat out, so it's not like I was eating out anyway and I decided to fire up the camera. You know, I'm like, F it, I'll spend the $50 and go eat, you know, and hopefully everyone enjoys it. But if you don't, I'm not gonna do it. Why is why, bro, man, you always got relevant info to discuss, and I appreciate, thank you very much, and I appreciate you appreciating me and showing your appreciation that way. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you. So I don't know what to make of it. The only way I can tell if it's valid to keep doing is if you tell me, you know, before or after the live stream. Just let me know what you think. I mean, maybe you're not like, you know, I'm not like doing mukbang where I'm chewing in your face. I'm just having lunch and kind of doing my shtick, you know, doing my thing, being me. My life's a shtick, you know. But it's up to you whether you guys want to keep, you know, continue doing that or not, because, you know, there's more effort in doing that than, you know, doing this, honestly, and more expense too. You know, that lunch yesterday was $44 for a salad. You know, with the tip and everything. I mean, they don't charge you to park or anything, but, you know, that was not a cheap salad. That was a $44 salad. All right, everyone, I'm being watched. Everyone's watching me. There's some chick right here. She came over and she was pressing all the buttons to see if there's any money left in the machines. That's sad that people have to do that. Time of day was work time. Yeah, alright. I'm not saying it's not an appreciation thing, but if you're just like straight up not, I know you guys appreciate what I do. There's no question about that. I mean, I feel it. I could sense it through the glass. But it's like, if that's not what you're into, I don't want to do it. Because then it's a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time. I want to please you and make you happy and make you entertained and engaged in the things that I decide to do. And I just thought it'd be a cool change of pace to, you know, do the little lunch thingies and the breakfast thingies and the coffee thingies and all that. But, you know, I'm not going to do it if it's not popular. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Anyway, should we book? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know everyone's working. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Let me check out some comments. Let me see what you guys think. Earn base points and then swipe your player's card at the kiosk. What? Okay. Yeah, maybe it's the time of day, but you know, I mean, I guess I could, you know, do it like at the same time I do this. But although, like when I went to Ocean's 1, that was popular. You know, that was popular. You know, had a lot of views. Super chat was pretty good. Had a lot of engagement after. There was a lot of views after it went off. Didn't get any copyright spanked, so it copyright claims. So it didn't go. You know, went straight to broadcast afterwards. But then after that, I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, maybe that's because that was popular, or it's like, you know, all right, cool. We hung out. We saw you eat. You know, we're all good. You know, get on. You know. Move on. I'd make it a regular thing if I knew there was interest in it. But if not, you know, what? Who's eating a peanut butter sandwich? Oh, you eating a peanut butter sandwich? Yeah, well, I'm not going out next week in this shit. I will tell you what. That's a good idea to do. Try different locations because lose half the audience. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's kind of weird. It's a friggin' building. You know, I mean, are people gonna, like one day I said, someone was on my live stream. I was in a suite of Bellagio, and I was talking about how it's harder for me to find pillows than women, you know? Pillows are like, I mean, finding the perfect combination of pillows. I need a medium firm one on the bottom and a soft one on the top. And the soft one dies, so I gotta swap them in and out. And like, it takes forever to get the perfect combinations of pillows, because I use two. You know, like, either my neck's like this or my neck's like this. When I find a combination that keeps my head like that, because I sleep on my side for the most part, I mean, finding pillows is so hard. And someone was in the comments and they were like, did you ever try a My Pillow? And it's gonna happen right now too. Did you ever try a My Pillow? And I was like, no, I never did. And they were like, they're really freaking good pillows. You might want to try one out because they don't, you know, they last a little longer than your standard pillow. And people freaked the F out. And I was like, you know what, when we were having that conversation, it never even dawned on me that there was like a quasi-affiliation. It's a fucking pillow, you know? And it never dawned on me that, ooh, we can't talk about, let me delete that comment he made, or it was actually a she who said I should try them. It never even dawned on me that people would be so weak that a pillow would bother them. Oh, but he supports this one, so that means if you said, I'll try it, I said, yeah, I should try it. Well, that means you're a supporter of him, so by supporting him, you're supporting him, and supporting them, then you're not supporting me. Whoa. Calm down. You know, that's like an off your meds reaction. You know, when people react like that, left or right, it's a complete off your meds reaction. You know? I mean, am I not gonna ever get in a Corvette because the guy on this side stores all his confidential papers in one? No, I'll still drive a Corvette. Am I gonna not play a certain golf course that's just absolutely gorgeous because this guy owns? I mean, get over yourselves. I mean, are we that divided that we get butthurt? Like, okay. When did mayonnaise become spicy? When did we become that weak as a populace that mere words and inanimate objects can divide us? Are we that gullible? Do they have us by the balls that bad? I mean, it's okay to support who you want to support, but now you're going to find ways around it and be like, well, he wears a blue tie and I saw you wearing a blue tie. What the? Really? Is that what we're devolving to as a people? I hope not. I mean, I really hope not. There's other things in this world. You know, like not going down in freaking submarines that have to be screwed in from the outside to worry about. We don't have to worry about stuff like this. Did you view the comments, the ideas? Yeah, I mean, you know, but the thing is, I wasn't, there are some ideas. I'm going to start a specific thread. I mean, you know I'm full of ideas, but it's got to be an interesting idea. So I am going to be taking ideas for studio conversations. So I will start and pin a thread in the Bror Nation Facebook group. So, yeah, thanks for the reminder. Thank you for that 5 Bananagramas. But are we getting that weak? You know, but when that person said, have you tried My Pillow? My first thought wasn't like, My Pillow, that's why that guy who supports this guy. Yeah, I'll try it. Like, it didn't even dawn on me. Like, I didn't make a connection that if I say, I will try the pillow, that 50% of the population would be like, you're gonna use his pillow? And I'm like, who's he? Who's this guy you speak of? Like, I don't think like that, and you shouldn't think like that either. You know? Just, it pisses me off. Inanimate objects hurt us now? Mayonnaise turns spicy? Like, we're that weak. Like they're like this. Okay, here's the right, here's the left. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is the left, this is the right. Puppets. The swing. What puppets now? What puppets? We're out there freaking beck and call. They're just playing us. They're puppets. Make them dance, make them jump. You know, inanimate objects bother us now. Buildings, oh my God. I would never step foot in that building. Trust me, if I invited you over, you'd come. Like, okay. Next time I have one, you really say that you wouldn't come. Like, next time I get a suite over there, you wouldn't come and hang out with me. Because it's at that building. Really? You wouldn't come and hang out in those giant, beautiful beds in the rooms and the 100-inch TVs? You wouldn't do that? You wouldn't want to go over there and get treated like a king? All right, this isn't a commercial for him, but I'll tell you what. You go in that building, guess who you're going to run into in the elevator? Guess. This is probably losing me people too, but I got to make this point. And I don't really care. All right, in the elevator, you'll probably run into a bunch of Muslims. You'll probably run into a bunch of Muslims. And then you'll probably run into a bunch of Hindu people. Then you'll probably run into a bunch of Chinese people. Then you'll probably run into a bunch of white people. Then you'll probably run into a bunch of black people. Then you'll probably run into a bunch of Hispanic people. No shit. No shit. You think everyone's walking around there with MAGA hats on, you know? With a bunch of like beat up old pickups out front. I'm telling you, I've proven it. If they don't care, and these are the people who supposedly this individual, you know, whatevers, why do you? You know, when I was growing up, Like, I grew up in the hood, right? If you haven't figured it out, now you know. So I grew up in the hood, right? If you ask anyone in the hood who you want to be like when you grow up, you know what they say? Black, white, brown, yellow, all say the same thing. TT. Everyone. Because he was like cool, you know? Like he hung out. You know, like he wasn't like you'd see him. I seen him changing a tire, some woman's tire once when I was a kid. You know, he was just there in Queens helping. He pushed the car. He got out of his limo with a bunch of other people from the hood, and he pushed the car, and then he helped change a tire. So yeah, we all wanted to be like him. We were all just like, so it's nothing to do with politics. Suddenly he's like, you know, the villain or whatever, and I'm not endorsing him or anything else, because he's made his fair share of fuck-ups. You know, he doesn't get a pass from me either. You know, but you know, back in the day, they were like playboy, money, and he helps. He ain't afraid to get his hands dirty. I seen the MF change people's tires. You know, but now inanimate objects hurt our feelings. I don't know, whatever. My pillow is an excellent pillow. Is it really that good? I should try one. Yeah, Val Marie, I am so freaking fussy about like my spinal activities because I have like wider shoulders than my waist. You know, I got like, it's like so if I don't have the right combination of bed and pillow and everything else going on, it's like if I slept in a freaking lawn chair, and you don't want to know me when I wake up from that. Oh, that just brought something else up. Yesterday during my visit to DTI, I mentioned that there should be like a week but no one's allowed to wear makeup. Mostly women, but I know there's guys who wear makeup too. Like, you should just not be able to wear makeup. And you gotta understand two things. I'm a guy, number one. Number two, 80% of my audience, 82% of my audience is men. So a lot of times I'm speaking to men, so I don't really mean to, like, if I offend women by some of the things I say, which I technically shouldn't, or if you get, like, if you get a little clinchy about it, you gotta understand that 82% of my audience is men. So I do have to address that, you know. I can't hang out here and talk about tampons all day because 80% of my audience is men. You know, oh, yeah, it was a great tampon, you know. Okay, that being said, so I was like, hey, you know, it should be like a week with no makeup, but you still have to leave the house, and that would like level the playing field and take care of some attitude problems, and it'd be like the great reset among the sexes if that ever happened. That's what I missed the super chat. Look at it. I don't know how much of that was cut out because, like I said, I lost 8 minutes of that due to some music, so that's gone. But in the Bror Nation Facebook group, which I encourage you to join, people are posting pictures of themselves without makeup on, and I thought that was pretty cool. You know, I'd like to see everyone do that. I think that's pretty cool to be like, you know, natural. So what I did, just to be fair, is I posted a picture of myself when I just slid out of bed in the morning. You know, I was reading the thread, and then I looked up in the mirror, and I was like, you don't look so freaking great either, man. I don't have any makeup, but I didn't have a shave going on. See, I shaved my face and I shaved the sides. Like this, you know, this hair is like 2-3 inches long. It was all like, you know, like this. My eyes were like bloodshot red. They were all swollen. So I wasn't afraid to see what I look like, but, you know, it is what it is. Go check that picture out. Just to be fair, you know. I mean, my breath smells pretty good in the morning, I gotta admit, you know. I don't stink breath in the morning, thank God. What do I do that for? I brush my teeth like freaking 15 times a day if I could. Alright, let's see who else is here. Like, Twitter is blowing up. Oh, I just spit on my phone. See, that's why I just had that surgery, so it's still a little numb, so I'm like freaking drooling on myself. Twitter is blowing up with the submarine thing. That's so sad. Let's see what else is here. Alright, so we got 315 people on. You know what, Makeup Diana? I mean, that's mostly directed towards, like, I mean, no offense, ladies, but I would like to see, like, all these younger girls that walk around here, these young ladies that walk around, and they're like, so aloof. They're like, you know, they're like walking around like they're all queens and whatnot, you know, giving the 1,000-yard stare. Meanwhile, they're freaking broke as shit, you know. They're just like, whatever. You know, I think that would level the playing field with them a little more than the, you know, than the older crowd. Don't suit them. What are we talking about? We got retracted messages. We got all sorts of stuff going on. Fresh as a daisy. I don't know about that. You know, I got a good mouth. Those almost hollering at me. They're like, you bought a My Pillow? I'm unsubscribing. Maybe I should lip. Did you really say that, Beth? See, then again, I'm gonna say, I think everyone in there has natural beauty. But natural beauty, no one knows what it is anymore because everyone is like trying something and sticking something in the face. I knew a real estate agent. I used to work with a lot of real estate agents. Most of them are like OS by now, you know, because nothing's selling in town here. So, I mean, the real estate agents used to go out and get the boob jobs. They used to get the lips done and the eyelashes and the weaves and the tan. But they want a real man. Every one of them wants a real man, you know what I'm saying? But they were like, you know, they're like cleavage down to here, you know, the double D's with the big fish lips and the windshield wiper eyeballs, and they're like, you need a house? Call me. Call me. Call me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they're all on OF by now. But this one who I was kind of friendly with, no makeup night. Yeah, we should do a no makeup night. But Beth, no. You know, it's not, no. You're wonderful. But she told me that it cost her $600 a month to maintain between the nails, which are 30, 40. I just, you know, I hadn't mind done, you know, it cost me like 28 bucks, you know, because I do them. I don't want to look like freaking, I mean, they're not like, I didn't put freaking nail polish on them. Although one time, someone put nail polish on one of my fingers and I wore it for weeks. And I like people going like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? But anyway, I digress. Between the nails, what does it cost, ladies? 35, 40 bucks, and then like $25 a week. And the injections in the lips, and the injections in the face, and the hair, and the windshield wipers, and all the rest of that stuff. And she told me she's spending $600 bucks a month. And she said that between going to parties to be seen, she lived in a one-bedroom apartment, and she split it with someone else because she couldn't afford to live on her own, big hotshot real estate. Because of the $600 bucks she had to put into her look every month, $600 or more. And if she could get it from a dude, she'd get it from a dude, you know? She's like, you know, I feel like I want to go get my nails done. Oh, here, honey, you know? And a little polishing of the eggplant, she got her nails done. You know, I know how the game plays. But anyway, I digress yet again. So yeah, that's expensive, but who knows what women really look like at this point? You know? That's why I say you should always ask. Hello, young lady. Do a picture of yourself without makeup on? You should always ask. Why not? Alright. Little tan on the face. Oh yeah, I hear you. One-handed nails isn't very reasonable. Yeah. 95 bucks? 95 bucks. Thank you, I mean, I gotta keep up with my. Ever since I've been taking that collagen. All right. Let me do a quick plug. I think there might be a link in the description, but there's a new one that I've been trying that seems to be even better. So don't buy that one. You can go check it out. Ever since I've been on that collagen, which is like 2 scoops a day, I put it in my protein shake, just like shake weight, and done. Boom. My nails are growing. Like I've always had like Wolverine nails. I mean, listen. Those are my nails. I mean, I don't bite them or anything like that, but I do keep them groomed. I mean, they're not like stupid. Those are my nails. So I got hard nails. I got to open a can of tuna fish with these, I got hard, thick nails. But ever since I've been taking the collagen, they grow so fast, and my hair grows so fast, and my beard grows so fast. Like crazy. I mean, I have to shave sometimes twice a day. Like if I'm going out, like I shaved in the morning. If I go out tonight, which I'm not, I'd have to shave again. Like I have to shave twice a day. My hair's growing like a freak, and my nails grow fast. So that forces me to take a little better care of them. I don't want to have these, like, I don't know why guys let their fingernails grow, whatever. And clean your hands, bros. Do I know any famous people? Yeah, the no makeup Johnson. $600 a month. Yeah, I'll turn everyone on to the powder soon. I'm just about done with it, and I think I'm gonna order some more. That's how convinced I am this stuff works. I mean, my stuff is growing like a freak. But on the downside, the toenails grow too, just as fast as the other nails. So I gotta keep those. I gotta trim those as much as my nails. Looks like I'm about to swoop down over a lake and grab a trout or something, if I don't cut them every day. But I'll take that, I will take it. Do I know any famous people? I used to be, I've met and worked with tons of famous people. But when I left Vegas right after 9/11, I lost track of a lot of people. I used to hang out with, my buddies were Drew Carey and me used to hang out all the time, and Barry Pepper, the sniper from Saving Private Ryan. He's been in a shitload of movies. And Ed Norton. We used to hang all the time. But I lost track of most of those guys when I left town and then came back. Now, like, people with money don't bother coming to Vegas. And it's not like, it's Hollywood people roaming the streets here. They're not, trust me. It's a different town than it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, yeah, you would trip over some people. Like, you'd just be randomly at it. Like, okay, Lucy Liu used to, like, call me when she was in town to go and play craps. She was fun to play craps with. But other than that, and nowadays, nah. Edward Norton's actually a cool guy. Yeah, Nicolas Cage lives here. Yeah, I've been in places where it was, I've seen him. Like, but I'm not gonna go up and, like, Flavor Flav, you can see him at freaking Trader Joe's. What am I gonna be like, what time is it, Flav? It's not my shtick, I could care less. When you ask me for my autograph, I'll ask you for yours, bro. The other night, me and a buddy of mine were hanging out at the Aria High Limit Room, and Eddie Griffin was sitting next to me, and I was just like, what, bro? So, I don't know. Their shit stinks just like you and me. They're not, I don't know, I was never like enamored. Although as a kid, I did collect some like New York Mets autographs and stuff like that, for whatever reason. But I got pictures, like, I hung out and photographed James Brown 2 weeks before he died and whatever, and, I don't know, it's just not like, it's not my jam. I couldn't say, if you want to meet someone famous, who would it be? You see those types of things. I couldn't even come up with someone. Who would I want to talk to? I want to talk to like Buckminster Fuller. Most people don't even know who the hell that is. He invented the geodesic dome. Most people would, like, I'd want to hang out with like Frank Lloyd Wright, you know? Like, people, like Hollywood people don't really impress me all that much. Half of them are complete freaking DJs anyway, you know? Just ask Mel Gibson. You ready to go for a walk? Let's go for a walk. Yeah, I got Ed Krankles. Missy Vegas. You know, Bror Fredrik. Yeah, it was fun meeting Missy Vegas and the crew. Alright, let's see. What, we got a Hyundai ad? I don't even know what it... Yeah, Buddy Rich. Who else? I got a video of... It's eluding me. Buddy Rich. Oh, Buddy Greco, who I think is still alive. He used to have a ranch not too far from here. And we used to hang out, the whole crew. Like when I had the radio show, I was like a little different, you know? The whole crew used to hang out. I should post that video of Buddy Greco hanging out in his own house, playing the piano and whatnot. You know, he was a cool dude. He used to like raise horses and goats and shit. He was alright. Buddy Greco was cool. I mean, he was like, you know, old enough to be my grandfather at that point, but he was just a cool dude. Buddy freaking Greco. Most of you younger people, I didn't even know who he is. So they were like, that's Buddy Greco. So I went over, said hello to him. Like the radio station was doing a white party where everyone had to dress in white tie. You know how hard it was to find a white shirt, white tie, white jacket, and white pants, and white shoes, and white socks? It was almost impossible. But I pulled it off, so I was like, I want to see who's going to this. And that's how I met Buddy Greco. And it's pretty cool. His wife's cool, too. Mike K with the 10 Banana Round is going to be there on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Hope to meet you on this trip. I hope to meet you, too. I do have that surgery on the 3rd, but I don't think that will... I'm getting a little antsy. I'm going to turn this around real quick. See you in a bit. Let's go outside for a bit. But I'll definitely be out for... I got all my shite. I'll be out for the 4th of July. Hell or high water. Painkillers or not. I'm going to go out for the 4th of July. You know, this will be what, the 3rd year? And you guys basically know where I am. Don't drop it in the comments now. But you guys basically know where I go. For the best view in the freaking house. I'm looking for a garbage pail so I could dump this coffee. It was strong. But it wasn't all that tasty. But it was strong. That's why I'm talking like a freak. Damn, someone won $1 at TI. It's unbelievable. This place is so tight. They're all tight. Just like, we should boycott slot machines. But blue, bonk. Alright, let's get them booking. Uh-oh. What is that? An ambulance outside? Now, my breath right now isn't smelling like a daisy. that I can confirm. But, here's how Bror Fredrik rolls after I get off this. Let me get off that Wi-Fi. Hold on. Well, let's ride it as long as possible. Alright. This is how I roll. Watch. Bonk. Got that from the Aria High Limit Room. And I keep it in my pocket. Gotta get that fresh breath at all times. That's a nice fan. Like, this thing is actually bigger than that submersible, circumference-wise. I'm gonna let it disconnect naturally. I wanna see how good the transition is. Let's book up this side. Oh, it cooled down a lot. Like at least 5 degrees. That's awesome. Oh. What's that? Oh, thank God. It was actually warm in there. I think it's like the same temperature. 90. That place was hot. Let's go rogue. Which street should we go? Oh, yeah, we'll go rogue and cross this street. And get past these people. And punch it. Punch it. Ain't got no time for street lights. I got an offer from the dealership that I bought my vehicle from, almost the same what I paid for it. That's how desperate they are for cars right now. That's nuts. Yeah. She was like, I was just fixing to go, because I said, yeah, I gotta go. They didn't want to get in trouble. Got a jaywalking ticket in Vegas. But yeah, I'll be around. Let's see. 120 in Texas? That's nuts. Alright, I think we finally made the transition off that Wi-Fi. It was a bit ugly. It was a bit ugly. But we made it. See the 1,000-yard stairs? Wow, she was like 6'6". I barely came up to her shoulders. Yay, more elevators not working. Like, why would they do that when you can just do this? Let's get our cardio going. Not to move 2 at a time, but cardio. Cardio done for the day. Yeah. Rocked it. Felt like going to the Venetian for a few. Alright, I'm gonna catch my breath now. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's see how bad it is over here. Not terrible. Not terrible. Shade is good. 288 people. Catch up on. Flying. You're in the UK? Shout out UK. I love the UK. I gotta pay a visit out there sometime. Manhattan. Does God control who we spend time in the weather with? No. He gave us the freedom of choice. You want to spend time with a-holes? You're allowed. Spend your time with cool people? You're allowed. I think God's like this. I think this is how God operates. He's like he's like a dad. He's basically a dad. You know, you tell your kids, you're like, don't touch the oven, it's kind of hot. And then the second time, don't touch the oven, it's kind of hot. And then they pull you away from the oven. Don't touch the oven, it's kind of hot. And he pulls you away from the oven. And then, like, by the 4th or 5th time, he's like, don't touch the oven. And then he just sits back and lets you touch the oven. You know? I mean, if you're not going to listen, you might as well learn that way. I think that's the way God operates, too. He's just like, all right. This MFer wants to learn the hard way. Let him touch the oven. I think that's how he operates. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've experienced in my life. So I don't think it's too far off. I don't know why the chat is running very slow. Let me see if I can re-trigger it real quick. Let's get it triggered. Oh, it's so triggered. Alright, let's re-trigger it. Want to see the studio real quick while I have this panel opened up? Let me pop up the new studio. Bam! Have you seen that yet? A lot of people have not. That is the studio that I'm going to be operating out of. It's pretty crazy, right? It changes colors. It's not, but I do like fuchsia. Fuchsia's just sexy. Alright, let me get that off the screen. That is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 computers. Bonk. There we go. Oh, now the chat comes up. Yeah, that's a picture of the Earth that was taken from the International Space Station that I split across the screens. That's my main editing computer that you see in the background there. What time is it? Alright, that's not too bad. We got time. Sexy AF. I think it's sexy too. Alright, where are we going? Let's go inside and down the stairs. Let's see if the air conditions any nicer. Yeah, she's got the... I don't understand why the youngins want to like stick stuff in their face. You know? I mean, she's relatively young. She had the 30 cc's of duck lip going on. Just leave it alone. The funny thing is, I had a conversation with someone about that today. And what were we talking about? Shit, I just had the conversation. I should know what the hell we're talking about. What? Wow, people won't let me enter. How about that? Thank you very much. People are so rude. Like, when you get in and out of an elevator now, that they try to get on before you even get off. People are such a-holes now in this world we live in. What? Is he talking to me? Oh, yeah. We were talking about the same thing we've been talking about the eyelashes and the lips and the da-da-da-da-da. And actually, it was at the surgical center. It was one of the nurses. And she didn't have the big windshield wiper eyelashes. Not the eyebrows, the big square eyebrows. That's a whole nother subject. I like eyebrows. I think they're kind of sexy, but them big square ones, not so much. Anyway, she found it, like, surprising that, oh, I think we got it. I'm gonna hang out on that thought for a second until we reconnect. Oh, we reconnected? I think we just reconnected. Wow, the poker room is cranking. So this woman found it surprising when I told her men don't like those big, giant, 3-inch long eyelashes. She was like, what? I thought you guys liked them. I'm like, no. I think we're being told we're supposed to like them. I think we're being told we're supposed to like big duck lips. I think we're being told we're supposed to like Brazilian butt lifts or whatever they're called. I think we're being told, you know, but nobody ever asked us if we actually like that stuff. So a lot of women are spending all this money, you know, nobody's asking us if we like hair weaves. Nobody's asking us if we like, you know, basketballs implanted in your buttoccical region. Nobody's consulting us dudes. So a lot of you women are just well, I'm not directed at you, but women are wasting their money on things that guys don't even find attractive. Like, no guy's like, bro, I met this chick last night. She had the longest lashes ever. You had to see them, bro. You got a pic, bro? No, man, but trust me, they were like 2 inches long. Whoa. Like, that conversation never happened. and never will happen because we don't care. If anything, we're like, damn, that's ugly. But women are telling us we're supposed to like that when we actually don't. So it's like a huge waste of time and money to even be doing stuff like that. I mean, a lot of women will say, well, I'm not doing it for men. I'm doing it for, you know, because, you know, my friends got it, so I got it type of thing. You know, when a woman says, I don't dress for men, I dress for myself, or I dress for the other women, that's complete bullshit. 100% and utter bullshit. Prove me wrong. But the makeup thing, perhaps, you know, when she's running with a whole group with the big windshield wiper, spider freaking eyes things, you know, yeah, she's going to feel left out if she doesn't have them either. But now you got a bunch of women with these ugly freaking eyelashes. And guys, we make fun of you. No offense, but we make fun of you when you pass by. We're like, look at that shit. Doesn't that look stupid? Look at that. It's casting a shadow on her face. That's the things that we say. But you women seem to think that we like it. And we don't. I'm not saying that there's certain guys who do, but in general, no, that's just like not important. You know, we look at other aspects of your physical appearance, but trust me, your eyelashes are not one of them. Like if you had none, maybe we'd talk about it, but we're not talking about your eyelashes. So that's like a whole waste of time. A blah. What's that music on? What is that? Am I gonna get like spanked? I like the way they fire this up every so often. It's that cleaning it. A little chlorine in there. No, I just dress for my friends. No, you work in a pickle factory. Stop perpetrating the fraud. You beat me to it. No, I would have said something like, your horn blows, does your mother? That's my line. The deuce is a naked deuce. Doesn't have any Chippendales on it yet. Whoop. That's right. I should be paying attention. That was fun. Except when it happens to me. Then it's not funny. I tried doing that and people are like, F you. I'm like, well, F you too. And then, yeah, I know I'm wrong, so I don't really fight about it. These ducks be chilling over here. Yeah, it's very ladylike. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I don't know. Let's see what the chat's talking about. Oh, it's so much cooler over here, too. As soon as the sun goes down, it drops like 5 degrees to more tolerable. It's probably like 92 or 93. Uh-oh. P. Diddy. Oh, P. Diddy, don't spank me, bro. Bro. Bro, bro, bro. Alright, let's pull it this way. I think we got out of the zone. Who's what dressed for? Who do I dress for? For everyone around me. You want me to lie and say I just dress for myself? No, I dress because I want to look good. I dress because I want people to look at me and say, damn, that guy dresses good. Male or female. You know? Dress for me, I'd be wearing like, you know, I'd be wearing, let's see, what would I be wearing? I'd be wearing like camo dad shorts. Like, okay, if I'm dressing for me, that's how I go to the bodega when I run out of milk at 2 in the morning. You know, that's for me, because that's comfortable. It's quick. I could toss it on in like 30 seconds. That's dressing for me. Like, dressing down is dressing for me. But when I dress, I'm dressing, you know, what was the expression? Dress to impress, you know? Yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna pretend that I don't care about my physical appearance and the way people perceive me. No, that would be totally disingenuous of me. That would be a lie, actually. Oh, got a little breezy. No, I want people to be like, damn, what up, bro? Because I appreciate that with other people, too, you know? I appreciate when my bros dress when we go out. I appreciate other bros who dress. I'm just like, now, you see me on the live stream. I'm like, nice shirt, bro. Nice mask, bro. Nice look, bro. I asked some guy the other day what cologne he was wearing, because I was wafting it as I went behind him on the escalator. I was like, what cologne you wearing, bro? You know, he's like, Tom Ford. I'm like, who? You know, yeah, so. I mean, women, do you dress for yourself? Yeah, okay, you can say you dress for yourself so that you feel good about yourself because you know you look better. You know, so who is that truly for? You cannot say it's truly for yourself, because then you would stay home. You know? Do you dress up when you stay home? No. Do you put on perfume when you stay home? I mean, some people do. You know? But if you're leaving the house, you want to look your best. So who is that truly for, if we're honest with ourselves? I mean, it sounds very good to say I'm dressing for myself, but, you know, if you really dissect it, you're not. Because you want people to have a good impression of you. I'm not saying you're doing it to... Whoa, it got windy. Let's get out of the way. I'm not saying... Yikes. Like, why does the wind always kick up whenever we walk outside the door, like 5 minutes later? I'm not saying you're doing it specifically. Not when I say you, I'm not pointing at anyone directly. But I'm not saying specifically to attract attention or, you know, male attention or whoever attention for that matter. But you wanna present the best way you can, you know? You want people to look at you and be like, you know, well kept, well put together, very nice, you know? You want the compliments. Maybe you're not trying to attract compliments from men, but men will notice. I mean, come on. you ladies figured that out in the 3rd grade. That us guys notice certain things, you know? So you can't equally be disingenuous about that either. That's why I call the BS and I'm just dressing for myself, because nobody dresses for themselves. Dressing for yourself is like total comfort mode. How you go to the bodega at 2 in the morning. If you dress because you want to feel good, then you're not just dressing for yourself. That's my theory. I mean, you could dispute it. I don't care. I'm okay with that. I'd like to hear a counterpoint to that. You know, but no one, I've asked that question hundreds of times and no one's come up with a counter argument for that. You know? Because my logic is impeccable. It's hard to refute the pragmatism. And there's nothing wrong with that. Own it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look your best. Just don't be vulgar, you know? I mean, I'm not going shopping for pants that, you know, that looks like, how would I say? You know, like I specifically want to be package checked. I'm not like trying on jeans and being like, damn, I'll get package checked in these, you know? I'm not doing that, you know? I'm not looking to be vulgar. And if, you know, I would say the same thing a woman should do. Don't look to be vulgar, but look your absolute best, you know? And it actually gets you further in life. You know, well-groomed, well-dressed, well-manicured people just tend to go further in life. It's a fact. You know, so you might as well, whether you're a truck driver or a software engineer, you know, it's relative. You know, if you were a freaking lumberjack, I'm not saying you gotta wear a tuxedo if you're a lumberjack, but, you know, don't look like a chadrul either, you know? Clean under your nails when you get home, you know? Groom the lumberjack beard, just don't let it grow willy-nilly, you know? So it's not a matter of what you do or anything. Just saying. And just own it. There's nothing wrong with looking good. Or attempting to look good. Putting your best foot forward. My theory is, if you feel good, you look good. If you look good, you feel good. It's like a cycle that you have to own. And I'm not talking about handsome versus beautiful either, because that's all relative, you know? Because guys are funny creatures. I'll tell you something else. Guys are funny creatures. If you line up 100 women in front of, like, your average dude and say, which one of them would you smash? Like, the guy would be like, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh, this one looks like my mother. Nope. This one, 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 this one. Oh, this one looks like my high school teacher. I didn't like her too much. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Now you do the same thing with women. Put 100 dudes in front of a woman, and they're like, he's too tall, he's too short, he's too skinny, he's too fat, he's too muscular, he's not muscular enough, I don't like facial hair, I don't like blue eyes, he likes green eyes, you know, and then it'd be like, I might smash that one dude. You know, it's completely different. But then they first ask how much you make, you know, so he might not even qualify, you know. But guys are a different species. You know? Because we're like genetically programmed to procreate. And women are genetically programmed for hypergamy. That's a whole nother conversation. Anyone know what hypergamy is? Yeah. Monkey branch. Yeah, I mean, you just get further if you have a good appearance. Because, I mean, would you, you know, all right, you're going in for heart surgery, and the doctor's dirt under his nails, and he's driving a hoopty, you know, and he just looks like a bum, and he's got long fingernails, and he hasn't trimmed his beard. I might think twice, you know? Because if you don't give a shit about your appearance, and, you know, do you give a shit about my heart valve? I mean, because first impressions matter. There's just no getting away from it, ever, ever. No matter how politically correct and progressive the world gets, we're always going to judge our fellow humans by the first impression. Maybe 10,000 years from now, when we're all avatars, it won't matter. But for right now, in this world we live in, we judge each other on first impressions, and that is never, ever, ever, ever gonna change. Ever. It's just a fact. Like a lot of people say to me, they're like, I thought you were a complete asshole until I got to know you. You know, sometimes I put off like asshole friggin' energy, you know? And when they got to know me, but the first impression, like, yeah, I didn't even know if I wanted to talk to you, you know? Giving off that a-hole energy over there, you know? Yeah, feel me? I'm like, yeah. Oh. Uh-oh, conflict. Let's walk in the fake grass. I just walked in a big circle because I saw what time it was. Uh-oh, this guy's bugging. This guy's bugging. He's bugging. But that's the nature of us. You know? Like, business has changed. Like, everyone's getting away from suits and ties. There's like a certain business attire. But I'll tell you what, guys know, like, you know, in certain circles, guys will even know brands. You know, be looking at each other's feet and be like, oh, you wearing some Kohl's, huh? You know? And it's like, yeah, no, I'm wearing these like freaking, you know, I'm wearing these, you know, you don't want to be caught dead wearing the, how would you say? You know, like some skips from Walmart, you know, some knockoff jams. You know, you want to spend the money and get you some Kohl's, Cole Haan, something like that. But, so in a business environment, might be slightly, yeah, people looking at different things. But still, it's like, how are you successful? It used to be a game back when I did a lot of estimating for projects. The person I was doing the estimate for would dress down and hide their car behind, like in the back alley, so you wouldn't know what they drove. And I would have to be riding in the best thing I could afford and dress to the nines, because I'm the one selling, they're the one buying. So they want to give off the impression like they broke. You know, that way I don't charge them too much. And I want to give off the impression that I'm uber successful. You know, that I don't necessarily need this job because, you know, I'm rocking the fresh gear. You know, that's how the game's played. So, you know, first impressions matter. Because if I'm so successful, why I'm driving a hoopty, you know, with 3-ball tires? It doesn't make sense, you know? Can't say I'm just being frugal at that point. Frugal with them 3-ball tires and the one that don't match? That's beyond frugal. That's just like, you know, you ain't shit. And I ain't getting a job. Yeah, you gotta, Miss Google, you nailed it. You gotta fit what you're doing, absolutely. Fitting in with this here 420. What up? Nah, I see you. You gonna go touch a snake over there?
I'm scared.
Yeah. Nah, they ain't biters. They ain't biters. Oh, I couldn't photograph the snakes. Hey, oh, you know what? One of these places in town, like one of these reptile places, was robbed of $10,000 worth of snakes. I wonder if they're coming out here on the strip. A solid size one. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? They're all out here. Let's walk back this way. I feel like chilling. Ooh, man. Yeah, I like, okay. You always look easy on the eyes. Oh, thank you, Don. I appreciate that. Oh, here's another commitment I'll make. I appreciate that. That was very nice of you. He blocked the snakes. He didn't want the snakes on the plane. Maybe those are the contraband snakes. I wouldn't be surprised if all 10,000 of them ended up down here. You know, sounds like a thing now. Wow, I gotta drink some water. I'm like starting to sweat profusely. That's usually my first sign of dehydration. But I'm on a roll. All right, let's stop here. Yeah, I'm gonna, when I start working in the studio, I'm gonna dress up a little bit, ain't gonna lie. I mean, maybe if we do like breakfast and coffee and whatnot, I might dress down, but shit, I have like, I can't even tell you the amount of shirts and stuff I have. I must have 50 or more dress shirts of various like looks that I never really get to wear, except when I go out to eat and whatnot. I don't wear them all. It'll probably be like easy month or so before you see me wear the same thing twice. I want to look good. I want to. I'm not saying I'm going to. That's very subjective. I was in, where was I? I was like in part of Florida that was kind of like, there was like a lot of Confederate flags, you know, like not all Florida is like Florida. Some of it's the South, you know, some rolling by and like seeing Confederate flags and, you know, all this other stuff and whatnot. So I'm hanging out. And this bartender chick, you know what she said to me? She's just like, she was like kind of, I don't know, we were having a conversation and she's like, yeah, you're all right, but you're kind of like Metro for me. And I was like, what? She actually called me Metro. And I hadn't even heard that term. And granted, this is like freaking 10 years ago. She's like, you're kind of Metro. And I Googled it. And I was just, I felt like going back there and taking my tip back. I was like, I'm Metro. How dare you? But then I'm like, well, you know, maybe. That's what it used to be called when a guy actually cared about his appearance, you know, and what he was wearing and shit like that. I think we're past that, though. But I was a little shocked about that. Metro. Metro. But at the same time, I mean, this isn't my whole world, you know? I rock all sorts of style. Like, I hate that the rodeo's not in town. Because I got my whole cowboy gear ready to go. If I go hunting, shit, I'll spray the deer piss all over me. You know? I don't know. I got my you know, mil-spec look. I got my cowboy look. I got my biker look. Oh, where are we going? Is he got anyone coming up? Oh, that looks boss back there. Do not enter. Oh, that's cool. I never even noticed that before. That's cool. Got like a little crazy bridge back there. Now everyone knows. What other looks do I got? I got my bodega at 2 in the morning look. I got my gym look. I don't know. Do I even have a look? I guess I do. I don't know. I got my James Bond look. I don't know. It's just fun. Is there trout in there? I don't know why they don't stock this. They should stock it. Yeah, I got the cop head. I got the high and tight at all times. You know? And people are like, how you doing, boss? I'm like, keep my eye on you. Keep my eye on you. I know you just got out. But my eye's on you. And they're like, yeah, boss. We good, boss. I kind of like that, too. I don't know when the rodeo is. I don't even know if they're going to do it again. I miss rodeo season. Rodeo season is, all right, audience, I know nothing about Vegas. I just live here. I think it's like November or December. It's around Christmas time. I think it's December. What do I know? I just live here. We go through the back. Go through the back, Jack. Oh, quite aloof. I scope the aloofness. But I kind of dig that, you know? I mean, I kind of dig that. I'm not, when I say that, don't take it as a negative. I kind of dig that. You know, that doesn't bother me. I don't get offended by it. I mean, the attitude, like, you know the difference between being, like, not approachable and just, like, a straight-up, like, attitude. That's ugly. But I don't mind that at all, you know? That doesn't bother me. I think I respect that. Setting up her barriers, especially if she's with a dude, you know? If a dude was like following around, hired a freaking PI, and was like, keep an eye on her, tell me how she behaves in public, and, you know, he saw that, he'd be proud. He'd be like, yeah, you're a keeper. You didn't even look at that dude. You looked in the opposite direction. See, that's what guys care about. We don't care about your freaking duck lips. You know, we care about how you behave in public. Right, guys? You won't admit it. I know you won't admit it. But you know what, right? You know what, right? Oh, Tesla, have a drink. Yeah. Dudes still appreciate modesty. I mean, young dudes are like, ooh, boobies, you know? Of course. I mean, old dudes are too. We just don't, I mean, wait, I'm putting myself in that category. Oops. But we just don't, like, act on it. We don't, like, you know, our tongue doesn't come out. You know, it's like, I've seen like 10 million of them already, you know? So it's like, okay, whatever. But young dudes are like, oh, yeah, you know? They don't have a problem with that because they're just looking to, you know, knock boots. You know, they're at the age where they're just like, you know, they're in like straight up boot knocking phase. You know, so they don't care about things like that. You know, later on, modesty becomes important. You know, there's hence the expression, you know, there's certain girls you just don't bring home. You know? And that's true. And how does a guy determine that? Well, how easy it was and how you dress. I'm sorry to tell you. But that's just facts. Straight up. Straight up facts. Oh, hello, doggy. Alright, I'm going to mute right here for this nonsense. Marilyn Monroe herself, and that's like what, every woman's idol, or some woman's idol, or past idol, or whatever. You know what she said? One of her famous quotes was, wear your clothes tight enough so that people know you're a woman, and loose enough so that they know you're a lady. That's a Marilyn Monroe quote. But now it's like, wear your clothes short enough they could see your hoo-ha, you know, because that's how you get the IG clout, you know, you get all them dopamine likes, and no man. Well, you ain't get men, you just won't get one to commit to you. There's a big difference between getting laid and getting a dude to commit to you. Just saying, oh, big boss, let him go, let him go. Let that Prevost roll. I love Prevost. Remember that woman corrected me when I called it a Provost? I've been calling it a Provost, even though I've seen the E my entire life. I've always called it a Provost. And she corrected me, and I took it like a man. I took it like a man. Where are we going? We got some time yet. Audrey Hepburn. What are you guys talking about? Let me see what this is. Who's calling bullshit? We calling bullshit on? Da, 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 da. I never stare. I might, at best, okay, this is me at best, I might admire. That would be at best. I would consider that admiring. But I never stare or leer or none of that stuff. You know? I just don't. I just don't like giving my attention away so easily and so cheaply. And you know what? That's always set me apart, you know? That's always set me apart in the circles that I travel in, you know? And it's also made it very, I don't know, how would you say? Like, I've been approached more for not leering and looking because it's like, I think women find that fascinating. They're like, damn, why doesn't this guy want to frickin' stare me up and down? because I got better things to do, you know? I just honestly do. So they usually come to me and be like, how you doing? You know? What's so special about you that you don't need to stare at me like the past 999 dudes I passed tonight? Well, because I'm secure. Because, you know, you got to bring more to the table than cleavage to get my interest. Maybe one of those things. I don't know. That's just me. But now I'm digressing all over the place. Did I use pickup lines? No. Never. I never did. I mean, like as a joke, like you could drop one like, baby, you're like an amusement park and I want to take all the rides. You know, I'm not saying I've never said that, but, you know, for the most part, no. If we want pure honesty, I don't consider that I've ever hit on a woman in my entire life. If I'm completely, like, never consciously, like, you know, sent a drink and then be like, hey, I'm Bror. You know, I'm all about, just, you know, I just send my vibe out there, you know? You make that eye contact, you send the vibe, and that's that, you know? That chemical thing, you know, that chemistry type of thing. I've never, like, been like, hey, baby, let me get the digits. I find that, like, humiliating, you know? I had a friend, Pat. Let me put this down. I don't know if Pat's alive or dead at this point, but I had a friend, Pat, back in the day, that his whole shtick, like, he would literally walk up to women and be like, you want an F? And then, no. And then, hey, you want an F? No. Hey, you want an F? No. Hey, you want an F? Yeah, all right, it's getting late. And he would F. Sometimes he'd get his, you know, he'd get his ass handed to her. You know, he'd get a beer bottle smashed over his head. So you knew when you went out with Pat, he's either going to F some chick after asking 50 of them if they wanted an F, or there would be a huge brawl, a huge bar fight we'd have to pull his ass out of. You know? Pat was funny. Alright, what are we doing here? We're doing that. Bam! So I'm the guy who's been yapping at you this whole time, in case you just tuned in. That was an interesting conversation, huh? Yeah, it's very romantic. Hey, you wanna F? But I think that's like normal. I mean, what is Tinder and all that shit? I want to F, I want to F, I want to F. But then again, guys, you know, guys will swipe right on 98, and the two that look like his moms, you know, you don't want to F. Maybe he does, you know, because she got the bigger boobies. You know, guys are easy, you know, but men are tough. You know, men of value are tough. You know, just because a man of value will bang you, don't mean anything. Anyway. Yeah, Pat was a trip, you know? Pat was a trip. Same dude, I'll tell you the story. Same dude who went AWOL from the Navy. And I hung out with him for like a whole summer, hiding from shore patrol. Yeah, but Pat had ended up in the most... The funny, ironic thing is, Pat ended up in the most unhealthy, toxic relationship with this chick who looked like Courtney Love and behaved like her. Although I think Courtney Love is a marvelous musician. I like her music. He ended up in like a really toxic, self-destructive, like murder-suicide waiting to happen type of relationship. You know, after all that stuff, you know, which is funny. Oh, we gotta... I will take care of that right now. Alright, that's done. I call him. I know who it is, too. Funny thing is, I know who it is, and so does the FBI. So it's all good. Yeah, Courtney Love is, yeah, she ended up with a Courtney Love type individual. You've been single for 35 years? Yeah, Bror Fredrik, when you said hypergamy, you knew I was smart. we're gonna have all sorts of conversations. You know, hypergamy is one of them. You know, monkey branching, hypergamy. Women are hypergamous. Women wait at the finish line to see who wins. They're not. Most women do not want to like stand at the road and pass out water bottles. They just want to wait at the finish line and see who wins the race and get with that dude, you know? And when that dude don't cut it anymore, hypergamy takes over, and you know, like, what is the expression? A woman is only yours for now. That's the truth. Convince me that's not the truth. A woman is only yours for now. Yeah. Interesting. I believe it. Yeah, a woman's only yours for now. Because when she's not yours anymore, it's just some other dudes, you know? Except my grandmother. My grandmother, she lost her husband. I told you the story. He got run over by a Long Island Railroad train. See ya. And my grandmother was awarded $50,000 in like 1940 something. And then we went to the Supreme Court, well, the Supreme Court in New York, and they denied it. They said it was his fault because he shouldn't have been like walking between the trains while they were moving, because he fell through and died. The floor that, like, what do you call that? The diamond plate gave out and he got just disappeared. But she was awarded $50,000, which back then a house cost like $2,500 for $3 grand. So, you know, it would have been all right, but no, they took it back. They won. Long Island Railroad beat her out of that, you know. Anyway, my grandmother, once he died, never, she said, never even went on a date, never even entertained the thought after your grandfather died. And I believed her, you know. I believed her. And I always respected that. In one way, that stuck in my mind, you know. It developed a rift between a family member. I had a family member, two family members, aunt and uncle I was very, very close to. He passed away, and like within 2 years, she was already with another dude, you know, after being married for like 40 years or something. And he was like, take care of you, you know, take care of your aunt. You know, he knew he was going. He went fast. He's like, take care of your aunt and this and that. And I was like, yeah, I'll take care of it. And she was like with some other dude, like in a short amount of time, like under 2 years. And that freaking bothered me, you know, that bothered, to the point where I don't really even talk to her that much anymore, you know, because I put up an obstacle. I went and confronted them because they had some scuttle, you know. So I was like, hey, if you're hanging around for some money, I'm gonna freaking disappear you. And he's like, no, I'm legit, you know. And I just couldn't wrap my head around the fact that after being married for like 40-something years, having a family, all the Christmases, the entire life, that, you know, she just like wanted to lay with another man, you know. In my uncle's bed. That bothered me a lot, you know. And I had a friend too that happened to. I had a friend that within, again, under 2 years, she hooked up with his cousin. With his cousin that we all knew. Like at all the family get-togethers. Because none of my friends, we consider ourselves like families. Who is at all the family get-togethers? This dude, that's why, you know, this whole thing about guy friends and whatever, that's all bullshit. They're just patient dudes. His own cousin put the mood. So that means they must have been talking way before, or what? At the next barbecue, it's like, yeah, it's smash. You want to smash? You know, hey, you want to F? You know, within like a year, she's with his cousin. And I'm just like, so I don't talk to her no more neither. You know, I lost respect. You know, women will say, well, you're just lonely, you know, it's just for companionship. Companionship and the D, if you're serious, if you're not lying to yourself. So a woman's only yours for as long as she's yours. Because when she's not yours, she's someone else's. you know? But anyway, I digress yet again. That was an interesting conversation to wrap it up. Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird that, you know, that happens. You know, and I felt so bad for my dead friend, you know? Like, if he only knew, he'd be rolling over in his grave. You know, she's banging his cousin. You know, who would you be more pissed off at if he came back to life like Lazarus? Would you be more mad at her or him? I think it's both of them. Because you know something was going on prior to. I mean, maybe not, you know, physically, but there had to be like, oh, so good to see you too. You know, or it's just like, hey, I'm lonely, you're lonely. I don't know. But there was a time in history where if your brother died, you would take possession of his wife and you would wife her. That way she wasn't alone, because like being a woman alone is just not something you'd survive doing. So it was like the brother's responsibility to hook up with your wife if you died. So don't get killed in battle, learn how to fight, because your brother's gonna be banging your old lady. And on that note, I appreciate everyone hanging out. What is it? It's good times. Mutual respect. Thank you, Marie. Like I said, I'm gonna jet. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. These people behind me are like, what is he talking about? I look tired. I gotta get some sleep. I need a day off. I haven't taken a day off, like I was saying yesterday. I haven't taken a day off in like 5 years, maybe more. I need a day off. But tomorrow's tomorrow. I got shit to do. And one of those things is gonna be live streaming. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Like I said, I was thinking about, I'm gonna go back and look at all these comments tomorrow. And if you want me to continue like the lunches and the breakfasty type of things, I'll continue doing them, because I was contemplating going down to Ellis Island, but I know the video is gonna get demonetized and I don't wanna go 61. I love telling stories. Yeah, I might need to change the scenery. Well, I get plenty of those. I need a day to just freaking sleep. It's getting dark out. This is weird. Normally it's not dark at freaking 8 o'clock. I don't know if you can tell, but it's getting dark out. That's why the light is shitty. But, oh, Hell's Bells. Oh, we missed that. If we were down there, I would have shown you the volcano show. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, I was thinking about going down to Ellis Island, but, you know, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Can't afford negative streams like the one yesterday. Anyway, people, I love you guys. I miss you guys. Seen your frog in the house. I seen your frog in the house. I'm going to jet. I'm going to find a place. All of a sudden, everyone will congregate behind me. All right, people. Oh, I got to get the correct handout. Got to get the correct handout. All right. All right, people. I'm going to go. I'm going to invite you one last time. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is 5 times a week. And if you like to support the channel, you know what to do. All these links, all these things. I got all this stuff. If you want to do it, you know how to do it. And that's that. I ain't going to bore you with the details. And everyone who super chatted today, I appreciate you. Keeps my wheels moving. And on that note, see you tomorrow. Bror Fredrik out. Tom back with the last 2 banana.